What's going on, guys? Aero here, and guys, while the Pokemon information that we got today was pretty much the same thing that we got yesterday from the leaks, there are a few new things to talk about. And so if you're a Pokemon fan who usually just goes off of new news from the Pokemon videos that are uploaded to the YouTube channel, then you probably miss out on a lot of information that Pokemon puts on their website. Because a lot of information that we don't know about yet is actually on the Pokemon website. And if you guys only look at the trailers for your Pokemon information, then you're gonna miss out on a lot of new things. So while the trailer today that we got was pretty much the same thing as the Japanese trailer that we got yesterday, in fact only just translated into English, there are a few new things to talk about that are on the Pokemon website. And so there's something that I really want to talk to you about. So here I'm on the Pokemon website right now, and if I go over here to where it says cool features and I click on them, it actually gives us something really cool here, which it talks about new features coming to Pokemon Sun and Moon. And there's a picture here too, which was not in the trailer. And so if we click on here, it gives us a pretty cool idea about some new things that are coming to Pokemon Sun and Moon. So it says, in the world of Pokemon Sun and Moon, you'll discover moves more powerful than any seen before, adventures in uncharted locations, and many more delights just waiting to be explored. Get an early look at what's to come. More detailed information about the new features in Pokemon Sun and Moon will be available soon. So that's a pretty big paragraph right there. It gives us a good amount of information right there that wasn't in the trailer, and that's what I really want to talk to you guys about today. But here it also gives us some images that we can look at. And if we look at the images here, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you guys. Alright, so here it just shows us the main trainer in like a cool environment that's in the Pokemon game. And it looks really cool because this doesn't look like some sort of normal place that you would go through in your journey. It really looks like it's some sort of hidden place, and I think it'll be really cool. I think there's going to be a lot of hidden Pokemon here, maybe some good hidden items as well, and I think it's really cool that Pokemon is putting all of these insane little places in the map as well, because thinking about how Alola region's going to be 4 islands, I feel like this is actually going to be a pretty long Pokemon game, and that's really good because I finished X and Y in like a week, and I didn't want that to happen. So if this is a long Pokemon game, then it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, because I really love exploring new ideas and like going through every single like nook and cranny of a region, and this looks like it's going to be really cool. Now while this island's like place isn't completely known yet, we don't know where this place is, I kind of think that it might be like in the beginning where you get your starter Pokemon, how we see that there's like that little forest towards the back where there's like an opening. I feel like this might be in that area, but I'm not sure. I mean, I'm just taking a guess here. I feel like that's what it could be. But anyway, I really like how we're getting all these new different locations in the Alola region. I really like how, if you look at the world map, you can see that there's like an icy mountain there too, and they have a lot of water, and they have this island, and they have some sort of like Grand Canyon type of island as well. So I really like how they're putting a whole bunch of different environments together in this one game, because I really like exploring different Pokemon environments, and I think it's a lot of fun. I didn't really like, well, I'm not going to say that. I liked Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, but I didn't like how so much of it was like Mount Coronet. Like, you'd have to go through so much of Mount Coronet just to get through places. Like, it was just a big mountain that was in the middle of the whole region, and, you'd have to take it to Snow Point City, you'd have to take it to Celestic Town, and I really didn't like how it was just that one big, like, rock thing. So if you didn't really like going through, like, caves and stuff, you'd just be really annoyed, and, you'd have to keep facing Zubats and stuff like that. So I really like how we have different areas in this game. But the next picture is what we really need to talk about here, because this is something really, really ridiculous. So if we look on screen right here, we can see that this is a Pikachu using some sort of extremely powerful electric move that's pretty much not even known to us right now. And it talks about, if you remember what I said in that paragraph, it talks about how there's extremely powerful moves that are coming, moves that have been unseen before. And I'm telling you guys right now, I think that this is going to be from that bracelet, because if you guys seen my last video in that like bracelet video where I was talking about what that feature could be, I was talking to you guys about how I think it's going to have something to do with Pokemon moves, because of how Professor Kukui is researching Pokemon moves. He wants to find a way to get more information for his research, and I think that bracelet's going to allow you to make a Pokemon's move really powerful, or do something with the Pokemon moves, and it just makes a lot of sense right now. Because look at this Pikachu, you see all this like power power over here. You see all of him like getting really energetic and like lighting up, and then you see this extremely powerful beam of electricity. This looks like a flamethrower of electricity to me right now, and it doesn't look like something that Pikachu can just normally do. So it definitely looks like there's some really powerful moves coming to the game, and I'm almost certain that it's going to be from that bracelet. It just makes sense to me, you know, how Professor Kukui is researching Pokemon moves, how this Pikachu is getting an extremely powerful move out of nowhere. I think we can all say that burst moves are a very likely possibility now. I think that's what those diamonds are probably going to do now. And I think it's a pretty cool idea. I'm still not sure as like how it's going to tie in, but it's still said that, you know, more Pokemon Sun and Moon information is going to come soon. So I feel like this will be next month's edition of like news. I think next month is when we will get, you know, all of our information on like what these bracelets do and what they can do. Because if I don't remember, I'm not sure if I remember correctly, but I'm pretty sure that we got Mega Evolutions introduced to us in August. So I'm not sure about that. You can't quote me on that. If you guys know exactly when Mega Evolutions were revealed to us in Koro, leave them in the comments down below. But I'm pretty sure it was close to August or like at the end of July. And I feel like that would be the perfect time for them to reveal this new feature that's coming for Pokemon Sun and Moon as well. And yeah, but from looking at it, we can also see that Pikachu is the one who's using this move. So that leads a lot of people to think that it could mean that pretty much you can do this with any Pokemon. It doesn't look like it's going to be for like Mega Pokemon only, or like, you know, only Mega Pokemon can get like, you know, Mega Evolutions, only select Pokemon can. I think this burst move thing will be available for every Pokemon. I don't think you'll have to like have some sort of you know, special like thing for them. I don't think you won't have to make like a special model or something. So it makes it easier for the Pokemon Company as well. And pretty much all they got to do is create different versions of all of these moves. They got to create like a normal version and a powered up version. So I'm pretty sure that's how it might work. That's what I think. I think if they just create like powerful versions of moves, then I think if you just teach that move to your Pokemon, then you can just use that really powerful move. I mean, if that makes sense. So maybe if they don't want to do it for like every single move, because I can't see them using like a powerful tackle or something like that, but maybe for like select moves, like, you know, like Flamethrower, Dragon Rush, Blizzard, you know, those moves, like they'll have a special version of them that's like extremely powerful by using that bracelet. And so when you select that option, that Blizzard, you know, the Blizzard animation will be the more powerful one. So it makes it easier for the Pokemon Company, where they only have to create like a few seconds of extra animation rather than creating an entire Pokemon model. So I really hope this doesn't replace Mega Evolution. It doesn't look like it. I think Mega Evolution is still going to be there. But yeah, also I think Pikachu is just showing this off because it's this, you know, the mascot Pokemon, obviously. But I mean, I don't think a Pokemon might have to be fully evolved for this. I mean, maybe they only give it to Pikachu just because it's like the mascot, but I think you can do this with every Pokemon. I don't think like it has to be a fully evolved Pokemon either. So yeah, that's pretty much the big thing that I wanted to get at you guys in this. But the next thing we have to talk about is how they talk about how riding on your Pokemon is going to return. And I really enjoyed this feature in Pokemon X and Y. I mean, I knew it was a little tedious for people. I know how a lot of people hated you know, going on like the Rhyhorn and stuff because it was so slow. Like, I know a lot of people were impatient because the Rhyhorn moved really slowly, and how like Mamoswine moved pretty slow. So like, even though you got to ride on the Pokemon, they moved really slowly, and you felt like it would have been better if you just ran. But I really like how you can ride on your Pokemon. I feel like those are really cool kind of touches they put into the Pokemon games. And by seeing this right now, you know, seeing this sort of view, it just makes it seem like this Pokemon game is going to be so amazing. Like, look at these, like, you know, environments they put like in the game, you know, like this canyon type of environment, you know, and he's exploring through this. And, you know, if we look at the map, that canyon goes through like so much of the region. And I feel like this game is just going to be a really big game, and I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, that's pretty much a lot of the big things that I wanted to talk to you guys about that we didn't get in the trailer. In other news that I wanted to talk to you about, those two Pokemon that were leaked in Koro a while back, you know, we didn't get any official trailers on those Pokemon. You know, a lot of people were confused on that too, because usually Game Freak shows us the Pokemon in Koro, and then we get that Pokemon in the trailer. You know, it gets revealed to us. That's pretty much how it worked for X and Y, and we didn't get that for those two Pokemon, the Rock Dog and that Koala Pokemon. But it actually, they actually updated it on the Pokemon website today, and they talked about how the Pokemon is going to be a different name than it was in Japanese. So I remember this dog was called Iwanko, but it's actually going to be called Rockruff in the Americas. So that looks like a cool Pokemon as well. Rockruff seems like a nice name as well. And for the Koala Pokemon, where is that? Oops. The koala Pokemon is going to be called. It's going to be called Kamala. So that looks like a cool Pokemon as well. And yes, those are just the English names of the Pokemon that I wanted to tell you guys about. And the ability is not called Definite Sleep. It's just called Comatose. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's all I wanted to talk to you about today. I really just wanted to get at you about that new, like, Pikachu using that move, because that's leading me to think pretty much that we can pretty much expect now that burst moves or some sort of something to do with moves is definitely connected with that bracelet, and it just makes a lot of sense to me because of how Professor Kukui is researching Pokemon moves. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to click that like button because it really does help me out. And if you have any comments on the news that we got today, or any thoughts or like ideas on that Pokemon feature that's going to be added into Pokemon Sun and Moon, or what your thoughts on are for Pikachu using that really powerful move, leave them in the comments down below and I'll be sure to reply to you guys and see what you have to say. And as always, if you guys are hyped for Pokemon Sun and Moon like I am, be sure to click that subscribe button for more updates on Pokemon Sun and Moon and more videos. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.